With the release of the Subway Surfers collaboration, we got access to 8 Subway super abilities, and they are absolutely fun and insane to use alongside our normal abilities. But which one is the best one? Well, in today's video we're gonna rank all the 8 abilities from the worst to the best, and I will tell you for which brawlers which ability is the best one to use. And said, thank you everybody for being here again, really appreciate it, back in Brawl Stars at our Subway Supers. And before hopping into the video, a little bit of a disclaimer. This video is for sure ranking, so it's based on my own opinion, and for sure you can have a different one. Feel free to share it down below in the comments, so we can learn from each other. Besides that, all those abilities are super nice to use, and there are only slight some differences, and I'm pretty sure that for every of the abilities there is a good use case, a good map, a good mode, or a good brawler where you could use it with, even though it might be ranked a little bit lower. So the ranking is just reflecting the total sum of gameplay I have seen and where I have used the abilities as well. And on the lowest position we got there the fast track. Well, I don't know how you feel about this one, but the fast track is pushing in a little train, enabling you for moving a little bit faster and causing some minor damage at the hit position. But the boost as well as damage is in my opinion too low to have that big impact. Nevertheless, in some modes, it kinda can help your team to move over faster. Furthermore, I would use this one here more like a supportive ability, or if I use it for pushing myself, I would definitely use a Brook or some other brawlers to move over faster to the middle. So in Bounty it can be useful as you can push over faster towards the enemy, but there are some better abilities, we come back to it later, and get the blue star in the middle and maybe cause some earlier damage than the enemy. On the 7th position we got the Stereo Blast, and I don't know how you feel about it. It's getting thrown in pretty slow and the heal is okay but not too crazy, and also like the push away, maybe you can push an enemy towards your position to cause some damage and surprise him, but since there is no further stun duration and the heal is not that big, I consider this more like a supportive ability, maybe even for gem grab, but for me this one feels pretty weak, maybe even weaker than the train one. But in general it should be good to use as a supportive ability, so maybe with some throwers, but there are better ones, to support your team, causing damage and healing them, because why not heal the teammates with the dynamite, which is not usually able to do it. And if you have enjoyed the video so far, then definitely don't forget to leave a like and subscribe completely for free to my channel to not miss any Brawl Stars content in the future. If you want to support me more, don't forget to use code STORMY in any of the Supercell games. On the 6th position we got the Hoverboard Charge, and that one is actually a super fun ability, but it has some weak spots. Yes, you are pushing over to the enemy, so I would definitely use it with some more tanky units, maybe being even melee, but that's the weak spot, because at the end of the position you're gonna stun the enemy, but he's getting slightly pushed away, so if you would use it with a bull, he might be out of range, and if you would need to use a ranged brawler, well, you're pushing over and are a little bit squishy, so that's definitely not the way you want to use it. But for example with a Shelly, with some further gadgets like the one from Genie or EMC, you're pushing in and then can push the enemy away with your gadget, it might be super useful. Nevertheless, it can definitely surprise the opponent and is super fun to use. On the 5th position we got the Barrier Trap. Why do I consider it not better or even worse? Well, worse, no, it's pretty good to use as the duration on level 3 is super long, and you can trap the enemy in a very good way or protect yourself being a thrower. And that's the best use case for me, trapping either an enemy with that barrier and then throwing your things over it, and the enemy, if being a normal attacker, can't attack you, or you protect yourself from getting attacked. So this is a versatile ability, but the big con is that it is blocking your path for your teammates, and sometimes you can trap accidentally your teammates in it, so there are some weak spots for this ability as well. Nevertheless, this one for some certain modes like knockout, to split the enemies, is definitely super helpful. On the 4th position we got the Pogo Pull. Well, you may think this could be better, but I have the feeling the magnet is a better one. Like with this one you're pulling yourself over to the enemy, and if you're not tank enough, can shield yourself, well, you will die pretty fast. But nevertheless, to get over to some clutch moments in Gem Grab for example, this one is definitely nice to use. And I would not use it with a ranged squishy brawler, unless you play it in a different way and don't want to hook the enemy, because this one can be attracted to walls, and with that getting over to any target where you want to get at, like in Heist, definitely useful to use it also with some ranged brawlers, but in a different way, not grabbing an enemy player, no, to the wall to move your away from an enemy or get over to the target you want to attack. And on the third position, we got the Brawler Magnet, which is personally for me the most fun one, as you can surprise the opponents with hooking them out of a grass or from behind the barrier, which is super fun to do. As they get surprised, you move them over to your team and you can kill easy that brawler, having a 3 versus 2 advantage. And also on the level 3, the cooldown is pretty short, so you can kinda spam it and go for some crazy plays. On the second spot, we got there the Jetpack. The Jetpack is useful for every brawler, I would say. Either you want to engage with a tanky melee one, like a Shelly or a Bull, or you want to escape with some gems in your backpack, or with a ranged brawler, to not take any further damage and get into a sweet spot of attacking the enemy. This one is super nice to use and is kinda like from the mobility the best one. The first spot is that we got these subway sneakers. For sure, a pretty short range there, but the shield is crazy, and right now this ability is absolutely broken with Kid. If you didn't see it, well, you can jump in, jump off, get a shield, get your supercharged back up almost fully, and that's absolutely crazy. Nevertheless, this one is also super good to use on other brawlers, and also for those who dive in with an Edgar and can push over the wall and are in a safe spot moments. And the shield is that good that I consider this one being the best one. Nevertheless, you maybe consider that some other ones are better ones to use. Feel free to share down below in the comments your opinions, and what is your favorite ability right now? Write it down below. Thank you guys for watching and happy brawling.